Hi everyone, I wanted to show you a time lapse I did over the weekend. I took part in the 1448 Theatre Festival at Arena Theatre in Wolverhampton, and I was on the design team. As you can see, there's a few of them in the video as well, and we were required to make different props and things and set pieces. So myself and a guy called Liam were working on these plinths, and these were to go on stage and be the bases for some people pretending to be old World War II type statues that had been like neglected and graffitied on and battered about and stuff. So first of all, what I did is I took some of the black boxes that they have on stage. They just used them to like support stuff on stage and raise and lower objects and things, but they're black, so obviously they blend in with the flooring and things. So what I did was I covered them in card first, because obviously I can't paint on those because they need to be black because they for stage use. So I covered them in cardboard and then spray painted them a black colour. Then I put a sort of grey spray paint on, as you can see on the sides. Then I decided I didn't like that, so I went over with the dark grey. And what I did was, I'm just using acrylic paint over the top of the spray paint. Once the spray paint was dry, the acrylic paint adhered to it fine. This was only for temporary use for the evening and then be thrown away anyway, so it didn't have to last for ages and ages. And what I did was, on the dark grey, I applied a very thin dry brush of like a sort of very light, almost white colour, just to add a bit of texture to the piece. And then what I did is I had to put these plaques on the front, and the one that was working with me made the plaques, like cut them out and spray painted them a copper colour with some spray paint. But then I needed to make them look that sort of greeny, icky colour that copper goes when it's gone manky. So what I did was, over the top of the copper spray paint, I applied green spray paint and then dabbed it off with a scrunched up piece of newspaper, because I like that texture and sort of it made it look a bit more like mottled and battered, and as if the sort of the greeny stuff was like patchy, like, you know, just added more texture to them basically. And then I found that if I spray painted and then patted my hands on it, I could get a similar sort of effect too, and I liked the texture of those. So I did that to all of them, just basically sprayed the whole of the plaque area with the green and then just rubbed at it with my fingers and dabbed it with the newspaper to add texture to it. Later on, what I did was I applied a light wash of like a grey paint over the top afterwards, so they're not so, you know, bright green. I wanted to make them look like a dull green. It didn't matter that they were a little bit on the bright side, because obviously once on stage and under stage lighting, the like brightness is toned down anyway, if you get what I mean. Like, so obviously the lighting is going to affect how these look, so you kind of want them to stand out a bit. And then I had to add some graffiti on, so I was just thinking of random names that I could think of, like Carl, Ellie and stuff, and was here and that sort of thing, and Fum, and all sorts of little sort of lines and dashes and things that I could think of, just so it looked like they'd been graffitied on. And then this is what they looked like when they were on stage. So yeah, I had fun making those, and thank you to Arena Theatre for inviting me to join their 1448 festival. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.